Hello students, welcome to today's class. Previous class we have discussed regarding hot applications and its types in detail, and in this class we are going to discuss regarding cold applications and its classifications and what are the steps we have to be followed during the particular applications. Okay, so now we're gonna have gross summarize of the classification now once again. As we all know, we have two types, isn't it? No, that is the local and the general. In that further we have the dry cold applications and the moist cold applications, isn't it? In the local we have dry cold applications such as the ice bag, ice collar, ice pack, ice cradle, the chemical cold packs and all, isn't it? No, in the moist cold we have ice to suck, isn't it, and the cold compresses and evaporating lotion. In the general dry cold we have hypothermia, and in the general moist cold we have a cold sponging application and the cold bath and the cold packs. Now we'll see one by one in detail. First is the dry cold. In the dry cold we have ice bag or ice collar. Okay, ice bag is like a hot bag only, but here we are using the ices. In this we call ice bag. Okay, so we had to fill the 2/3 full with the crushed ice. So bag is easier to mold over body part, isn't it? Now if you have to crush over it, then we can keep wherever the body needs, isn't it? So it is going to be filled 2/3, isn't it? Then cover the bag with the towel or the pillowcase and apply to affected area for 20 to 30 minutes. Clear? Then provide the cold to localized area. For example, for hematoma to seize the blood, and muscle sprain or muscle pain is there and any bleeding is there, in that part we can keep this ice bag or ice collar. Okay, here you are seeing, no, this is we called ice bag. Okay, ice bag and ice collar we can say like this. The crushed ice we can keep wherever the body needs. Clear? So this is what the ice bag. This is also the kind of ice bag only. Okay, this is what ice jacket. Okay, the patient who have hyperthermia or the severe fever, okay, for the particular patients we can use this. One more ice packs is like that. Okay, that is what ice bag. This is we call ice packs. It's like a packet, isn't it? No, usually we can get in the medical stores. Clear? See, we all have used this previous, isn't it? No, so this is commercially prepared single use ice packs, provide the cold for the designated period of time. Okay, then when the pack is squeezed or nicked an alcohol based solution, so you can see some of where to, before applying anything we had to check for any leakage of the pack is there or what, then we can use safely. Okay, this is all about the ice pack. And see, this is also okay, we call cold pack or ice pack is a one more type. Okay, this is what the silica or the mix of a saline or the gel like that, and we can store in the freezer at a 23 degrees Celsius, and the moldable to patient's body. Okay, wherever we can apply through a patient body, and should be cooled at least 30 minutes between the treatment of 2 hours prior to the initial use. So how much we had to use? 20 to 30 minutes. Clear? No? So, and we have to give a break of 2 hours, then we can apply again. And one more thing is a cold packs. Okay, the same thing only, but is a different type here, different sizes there, isn't it? This is ice bag and is a reusable ice pack also. That is simple only, but here we can again reusable cold packs. Is an instant cold bag we can say. Okay, the treatment time, okay, TX is nothing but is a treatment time for all our the same like a ice packs only. Okay, 15 to 30 minutes, or we can say 20 to 30 minutes also. So because of a lasting effects, application should be no less than 2 hours, should not less than 2 hours, that can't hold a cold. Clear? No. So then for a controlled cold therapy units may be applied continuously for 24 hours to 48 hours. We can say 2 days we can apply for the acute injury or surgery. Means what? The 2 days it can hold the temperature if you are keeping in a refrigerator. Okay, so we can use intermittently, but the minimum time the continuous application is 15 to 30 minutes. Understood? Okay, now we'll see what are the indications of the cold packs, or we can say cold bags also. Okay, so the acute injury and the acute chronic pain and the post-surgical pain, edema or the shape of the body or wherever we want, this is what the indications mainly for the acute injury and the chronic pain and the post-operative edema we can use this. And the precaution is precaution is a acromio clavicular joint and other area may not be suitable for this wet wrap. Okay, where we'll see this AC joint, between the collarbone, clavicle bone, we can say, the clavicle bone and the joint, the shoulder joint, between that place we can't use this one. For that pain, we can't use this. It is not suitable. Okay, then the tension of the elastic wrap should be enough to provide the adequate compressions without unwanted pressure and ensure the circulations. Okay, then the frostbite means what? Due to the excessive cold, the patient will get numbness, sudden shock due to the cold, that we call frostbite. Okay, then the over large and superficial nerves also, it will have an impact if you are using continuously. So be careful in that. So apply only 15 to 30 minutes. Okay, now we'll see what are the advantages of the ice pack. See, is easy to use and inexpensive also. Then short use of a clinical time. Low skill level is required. It will not require high skills and all. Low skill people also they can use. Then covers the moderate to large area. We can cover, isn't it? Then can elevate the limb simultaneously. Right? These are the advantages of this cold pack. Now we'll see what are the disadvantages. See, must remove pack to inspect the skin. Then patient may not be tolerate weight, difficulty mold to contour areas, and longer treatment time than ice cups, isn't it? These are the disadvantages. Okay, now we'll move on to the moist cold. Very simple is a ice towel. So what is ice towel? The wet towel we can use, means we have to take a towel dipped in the cold water, wring it out. They can use up to 20 minutes. Isn't it? No, this is we call ice towel, and it is used for the what is that, treating the muscle sprain. Okay, some of the hyperthermia also we can use this ice towel. We can say ice massage or ice cup. Okay, here this ice massage we can use for the any numbness, any painful. We can take the direct ice cubes. We can use the circular motions up to 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, and it's a very short duration. Okay, then we see how to apply. See, appropriate for the delivering the cold treatment to a small evenly shaped area. Then most effective for the muscles pain. Okay, muscle spasm, or we can say muscle pain. Then the contusion and the other minor well localized area. So duration is up to 5 to 15 minutes or until the ice runs out. Okay, until the ice runs out, till that we can use that. And if the purpose is analgesic, then stop when numbness is happen. Okay, so we can use till 5 to 15 minutes or till the ice is become melt. Okay, this is we call ice massage. So what are the indications for the ice massage? Direct ice we can use here. So what are the indications for that? Subacute inflammations or injury or the muscle strain. Contusions. Contusion means what? Contusions and concussions are the type of injuries. Contusion means some bluish color discoloration will happen due to some injury. Okay. Then the acute and chronic pain we can use. And what are the contraindications? See, all other ice contraindication, all other measures of this ice pack or ice bag is contraindicated. In that condition, we can use this ice massage. Then when the pressure is not warranted, then the suspected for the patient doesn't have any tolerance, you should not use for them is a contraindications. And what are the precautions? Injuries where the pressure massage may be contraindicated. Sometimes the doctors have written it is contraindicated. In that time, if you are using, means what happened again, that will cause us injury. So be precautions in this. It's very simple. No, just you focus on what are the indications here. That's enough. Clear? Okay. Next one is a cold socks. See, procedure similar to that for the warm socks. Here we are keeping there in the warm socks, we are keeping our limbs under the hot water in the tub or in the bath tub, isn't it? No, but the same thing only we are keeping in the cold water. Very simple, isn't it? No, I will show you. See here, the patient is keeping his limb in the cold water, or the tub will contain the ice cubes. This is we call cold soaks. So desired temperature for this cold socks is 20 minutes. Soak in the 15 degrees Celsius. We are using the 15 degrees Celsius. How much? Up to a 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, take the precautions. Is very much we have to take a precaution when this. Otherwise, what happened? The patient sometimes, if you leave for a long time, or sometimes what happened, the patient will get draft. Okay, then the patient may get severe Rondon phenomena will happen, or the severe hypothermia he may went. So be careful, take a precautions. During you have to check the vitals also, observe the patient. Okay, if it is like that, just to wrap the patient with the blankets to prevent the drought, to prevent the chilling. Okay, this is we call cold socks. Okay. So next is the cold compression unit. See, this is the cold water is circulated in the sleeves, which is put over the limbs, and part of it is flamed. Okay, see here, no, the patient connected with this unit. Here the water is going to be running out. The cold water is running out to relieve the leg pains, some of the varicose vein, long standing, no, the veins are dilated. Okay, we can use this cold compression unit. Next one is the cryo cuff. So it's relatively inexpensive, it's not that much expensive. Okay, then the effective compressions with the cold. If the patient have any varicose vein or any pain of the legs and all, we can use this. Okay, the compression will happen to the cold water. Okay, the patients often need the assistance in applying the devices. Okay, we have to help the patient to apply these devices. Clear? Now this we call cryo cuff. Next one is the cold or ice spray. So the ethanol chloride was originally used, but it is highly inflammable and thus poses some risks. Then fluoromethane is now used widely as it is non-inflammable. This is what the cold spray. You feel some of the for analgesic sprays, it feels like a cold, no, to our skin, isn't it? No. So like this, those things we are named as a ice sprays or cold spray. Okay, the liquid is sprayed onto the area to be cooled in series of a stroke of about 5 seconds each, with a few seconds interval between the each. Okay, the nozzles is held at the angle of the 45 degree or right angle from the skin, like this. Okay, here they are spraying, no, like this we can spray here. Okay, this is we called ice spray or cold spray. Okay, which all this we are discussed regarding the cold applications, isn't it? No, so the previous class we have discussed the hot applications. This is all about the classifications and how to use the each one. Now we'll see what are the safety measures, what are the things we have to do. Okay, so do explain to the patient sensations to be felt during the procedure. You have to be inform the patient. Okay, during any applications, either the hot applications or cold applications, tell the patient how it going to be felt, what is the feelings during the procedure, whether too cold or too hot. Now whether the body is adjusted, whether the body is come to a normal conditions due to the applications. So these things we have to be get from the patient. Okay, then do instruct the patient to report the changes in the sensations and the discomfort immediately. Then do provide a timer or the clock or watch so that the patient can help the nurses time in the applications. But your duty is to be note down the duration, either that 15 to 20 minutes or 20 to 30 minutes, like that. your responsibility to make down the duration properly. Then do keep the call light within the patient's reach. Okay, then do refer the agency's policies and the procedure manual for the safe temperature. Some of the hospitals, they gave you the instructions, the modules, what are the procedure, what are the principle to follow the each procedure. So according to the hospital policy also we can do, but this is a basic things we have to keep in our mind. Next we'll see safety measures. Do not. What are the things the nurse should not do? These things. Do not allow the patient to adjust temperature. Don't keep the patient to adjust their own temperature. Tell them to do instruct. How much you fix the temperature, that much only there till the end of the procedure. Okay, so do not allow the patient to adjust the temperature themselves, and do not allow the patient to move an application, as well as do not place the patient in a positions that prevents the movement away from the temperature source, and do not leave the unattended patient who is not involved in the procedure. Clear? This is we called safety measures. Okay, with all this we concluded this hot and cold applications, and will you see in the next class in the next different topic. Okay, if you have any doubt, feel free to clarify. Okay, take care and keep update your notes. Thank you.